What up, everybody? As we get ready for episode 6 of season 2 of Raising Kanan, I pose the question: did Lulu really know about Crown and Jessica like he says he did? Because in the most recent episode of Raising Kanan, Famous came into the studio and was talking with Lou, and he said he would have told him about Crown and Jessica, but he just recently found out about it himself. He just thought that she'd been coming home late with her hair messed up because Crown drove with the windows down or whatever. He really didn't know about it. And Lulu played it off like a G, and he said he already knew about Crown and Jessica, but Jessica gonna be Jessica. Nonetheless, he's about this business, he's about this music, and he's about Famous bringing him back something to work with. But we all saw the facial expression on Lou when Famous left the studio, and he looked pissed off. He did not look happy. And then it showed, maybe to foretell, Bulletproof Records. So, we gotta ask, did he really know about this? Or is this something he's just finding out? Because I think based upon that facial expression, he's just finding out for the first time. He ain't know about this. Because he did ask Crown about sending his girl away. And Crown just said, well, you know, I'm a generous guy. Someone asked me for a favor, and you know, I helped him out. So he already had that tension with Crown. They've already had the tension with the mixing board being sold and him slamming him up against the wall and knocking his sear out his hand. We had the tension in the most recent episode where Crown disrespects Lou in the studio, and then out in the studio, Lou punches Crown in the face. Then Crown pulled the gun on Lou, but Lou was not worried about that at all. He said, you ain't gonna pull that. Who says who? And he says me. So, and then turned his back on him after that. So there's a lot of tension. If we go back even further, we have Lou, who would hang out in the studio, paying everything, and Crown building up a debt to Lou. But instead of letting his debt carry on, he took 50% ownership of Bulletproof Records. And they've also had several disagreements in the studio, as well as Crown approaching Rock. So this tension has been building up between Crown Camacho and Lulu. But if we go back to the scene where we found out about Jessica and Crown, Crown said, what would Lou do if he found out about us? And she told him that he would kill Crown. And Crown kind of blew his smoke out of his mouth kind of hard, laughing at the same time. He said, he can't kill me, I'm the one with all the connections, I do my thing in the studio. But she said Lou's learning his way around the studio, which is true. We've seen him playing with some beats and doing more and more in the studio now. And if we go back to the beginning of the Raising Kanan, when Crown Camacho was first introduced, there was a white guy in the studio, and Lou started asking him questions about the mixing board or whatever, and he said basically, oh, you know some of this stuff, and he was like, yeah, my dad was in the studio when I was a kid. I tried to keep up with it. I learned a little bit back then. Whatever, he said. And the guy told him, oh, well, you should try teaching Crown some of this stuff because he don't know anything. And basically, so Crown really don't know too much about being in the studio anyway. So he does have the connections, though. He does know the way around the industry. So we're going to see what happens with this situation. But I think that this episode, a lot of people are predicting a big episode 6. So if I have to go, a lot of people are predicting Famous to die in this episode, which I don't think is going to happen. I think if anybody's going to go in this episode, Crown Camacho is going to be the one to go. So let us know what you think.